Hey guys, this is Anthony Morganti from anthonymorganti.com, and this is episode 166 of Photo Critiques. And in this episode, I'm pleased to critique the work of Ryan Stushnoff. I hope I pronounced that close. Ryan sent me in some really nice shots, a few portraits too that are really nice, and this first one was really nice. Very well done. I want to show, first of all, I always mention focus on the eyes. And that's the most important thing to focus on when you're taking a portrait. You could see, brilliant. Her eyes are beautiful, very well focused, very well done. This was 1/640th of a second f at 2.8 using that wide open aperture. You can see the background is beautifully blurred out. Very well done. 120 millimeters of this 70 to 200 millimeter lens. This is like one of the best lenses on the planet. It's a very good lens. 120 millimeters is perfect for portraits. It pretty much is what you see is what it's going to photograph. If you used, let's say, a 35 millimeter, 28 millimeter lens, something like that, and you were real close to her, it would tend to make distort features. The chins get longer, noses get bigger, and ears get smaller. It's kind of an odd, it kind of distorts the face of your subject. So you want something, if you're using a full frame camera, you usually want something around 85 millimeters to 200 millimeters. If you're using a crop sensor camera, you want something around 50 to 100 millimeters, and that will really you know, do a fine job of not distorting any of the features of the subject. But I really like this shot. I like the, as I mentioned, the focus, the exposure is perfect, and the background is just blurred out like that is excellent. Really makes her pop off the background so she's not blending in. It's a really cute shot. Very well done. Again, just beautiful focus on the cat's eyes in this case. Really well done. Now you can see like how the pupils are so big here. A lot of pet photographers that are photographing animals for maybe ad campaigns and things like that, they like to have the pupil real small, like a real small cat's eye look to the animal. And what they do is they'll use a continuous light source, usually softened, with a softbox or something, but bright. And they put it so it's shining on the cat. And that will make the eye, the pupil go, real small like a cat's eye. The iris is a lot more of the iris is showing, and it's a little more attractive. At least we humans think it's attractive when you look at a cat with that iris, more of the iris showing and less of this black part showing. So if you really get serious into photographing portraits of animals, you might want to consider still use your flashes, because that will add the catch lights to the eyes, but have a continuous light source that's on the animals so it really brings those pupils down nice and small, so you get that more color in the eyes and more liveliness. This is a really nice shot. Now you can see how small her pupils are. She's outside, but it brings all this color out in the eyes. And this is another one. Just excellent focus, very well done. And you can see when you're at f of 8 on this 50 millimeter lens, the background is just beautifully blurred out. You can see even the tip of her nose is kind of blurry, but we don't care because the eyes are in perfect focus, and that's all we really need for a portrait, is really the eyes to be perfectly focused. In the same plane usually are the lips, and that will be in focus. But very nice shot, very well done. The only thing on this one, it seems like you're a tiny bit higher than her, and you're shooting down just a bit, just a tiny bit. So it just looks just a little off kilter like that. I would say if you could come down a couple inches and shoot a little more level with her nose, and I think it would have made it look a little tiny bit more balanced. But that is just such a minor little suggestion. It's a nice shot. It's a really cool shot, really well done. Nice reflections. This was a 4-second exposure, f11. ISO 400, the 4-second exposure did a very nice job of smoothing out the water and gave you these reflections. The only fault I find with the picture is there's sensor spots really all over the place. So you got to really go through the shot and get rid of these sensor spots with either Lightroom or Photoshop, or if you use another program, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just get rid of those sensor spots and it'd be perfect. Nice shot. A lot of if you guys doing engagement photos, stuff, you always want a shot of the newly engaged couple, about to kiss or kissing and something like that. And this is very well done. And the snow is a nice effect. I'm sure it was probably cold to do this, but it's a nice shot. Perfect focus again. Really well done. I don't have any of the metadata on this file to know what lens was used or anything like that, but it's a really nice shot. It's cute too. This is a nice idea. All these, when you're doing these engagement photos, look around. Go to like Flickr and just search engagement photos, and it will give you nice, cute ideas that you could do. And the couples like this. They're beginning of a new part of their life, and things like this are really nice. And usually, my finding was both the bride and the groom, the potential bride and the potential groom, are really into it. Even one would think a lot of grooms won't be, but they're into it, and they want to please their bride, so their bride to be. So just do stuff like this. There's all different ideas you could do, stuff you could do with the engagement ring and things like that. And you could look all that up on, get other ideas and then put your own spin on it to make it uniquely yours. It's a pretty cool shot. I don't know where this is. I think I should know where this is, but for some reason I don't. The colors are pretty cool. It is very, very saturated in the colors, so it's a tough shot to do, though. I'm sure this was, a relatively long shutter speed to get the exposure as it was. So we're cut off too. I don't know what focal length lens you used, if you could have used it wider so you could get more of this in the shot and not have it cut off. It looks like you're pretty wide to begin with. I don't think these lights purposely bend back. Maybe they do. I really am not familiar with the area, but it looks like maybe they do, because the ones in the middle are bending back too. So typically if you get super wide angle lens and you have things to the side, they tend to tilt in, not back like that. So anyways, it's a cool exposure. I think working the scene though on this one. This, conversely, on women now, we had a lot of that flat lighting you saw in the two previous women that were photographed, and it was more light from the front, and it really showed off their, soft skin and nice eyes. Typically on men, though, we don't like that front lighting, that soft lighting. We like something a little more harsh. Now, this one's pretty harsh, so we have these pretty dark shadows over here. Also, Ryan did a great job of not having any reflections in the glasses. That's usually a tough thing to photograph a subject that wears glasses. You get reflections. So you have to really position your lights in such a way where you're going to avoid the reflections, have them tilt their head a certain way. Sometimes they tilt down a little bit, and you would get rid of the reflections. You don't like to do that all the time, though. Have them tilt their head down, because they'll tend to get a double chin, even if they don't have a double chin. That's what it will look like on camera. So the best option, in my opinion, is you use a circular polarizer. Put a circular polarizer on your camera and spin it so the reflections disappear on the glasses, and you're all set. You don't have to worry about it. This shot here, the composition's cool. I like it. The shadows are a little bit dark. I think just a little too dark. I know it's probably the effect that Ryan was going for, so I chalk that up to his artistic consideration and what he wanted to do. This is a fantastic portrait. This is just beautiful. I wouldn't have cut off. I mean, it's okay to cut into the hairline a little bit, but usually you want to do it a little further, not just barely like that. But that's such a minor complaint. Just a beautiful shot. You can see the background's nice and blurred. She pops right out of the background. This lighting here is a very, this is called a clamshell lighting. I could tell by the catch lights in her eyes. This is a very, very good lighting arrangement for women. You have usually it's a beauty dish. I don't think it was a beauty dish in this case, but you could use a softbox, a beauty dish on the top, and it's angled down, maybe at a 45-degree angle, maybe a little less, a little lower, and shooting down on her. And then you have one below her head area, or below, like, so it doesn't come in the shot, shooting up at her. And then you shoot through the middle. So your camera lens shoots through the middle of the two. And you can see in the catch lights here how there's two squares so there were probably two softboxes, one up, one top. And that's a real nice lighting effect to get. And you could see it just does a beautiful job. Light background, dark-haired model. It helps make her stand out. So I don't know if we had lights on the background too to brighten it up. It could be white paper, white seamless paper, that would just come out gray, you know, with the photograph. So there might be additional lights on the back. I don't know. We do have kind of a shadow right here. So I'm not really sure what going on with the background, but it's fine. It looks fine. I just think this is really a great shot. And again, look at her eyes. Just perfect focus. Just fantastic. On this one too, it's not like her nose is a little more in focus, so I'm not sure what the focal length was here. You know, and what the aperture was here. We might have used just a slightly smaller aperture to give us a little more depth of field, because it looks like there's a little more in focus going back from her eyes and in front of her eyes. But it's just a tremendous shot. This is one of the best portraits I've seen from anyone. Very well done. And I think, yep, that's the last one for Ryan. Ryan, thank you very much for sharing your work with us. I really appreciate it. I'd like to thank everyone that watches all my videos. Thank you very much. If you guys have time, go over to my website, anthonymorganti.com. I have all kinds of photographic stuff over there you could check out. And I'd really appreciate it if you went to YouTube and you subscribed to my YouTube channel. That's it for now. I'll talk to you guys soon.